Nicole Hutchinson on behalf of CalSTART in support.
All right. Okay, are there lead witnesses in opposition to this bill? Or anybody who'd like to just not be the lead but say they oppose the bill? All right, then we're going to bring it back to the dais for some questions. Any questions on the bill? Bill is moved by Senator Archuleta. Would you like to close?
Respectfully ask for an aye vote.
All right, we have a motion and close. We're ready to go.
Motion is due pass the Senate Appropriations Committee. Ashby?
Aye.
Ashby, aye. Wen?
Aye.
Wen, aye. Alvarado Gil?
Aye.
Alvarado Gil, aye. Archuleta? Aye. Archuleta, aye. Becker? Dodd? Aye. Dodd, aye. Eggman? Aye. Eggman, aye. Glazer? Menjivar? Aye. Menjivar, aye. Nilo?
Aye.
Nilo, aye. Roth? Smallwood Cuevas? Smallwood Cuevas, aye. Wilk?
Aye.
Wilk, aye.
All right, that has 10 votes. Assemblymember, we'll leave it on call because we still have a couple people, but it is out.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yeah, or it will be. All right, thank you. Thanks to everybody who came to testify. All right, we're going to go with Assemblymember Carrillo here, next in our file order, and then I know we have another Assemblymember who's been here a long time. We'll try to get through quick to you. Thank you for your patience. Assemblywoman, whenever you are ready.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. I am proud to present AB 2327, a bill that would enable charitable organizations to continue to offer I never know how to say this word, optometric services free of charge for underprivileged populations across the state. This bill is sponsored by Vision to Learn. AB 2327 extends a 2019 law that allows for the operation of mobile optometry offices by nonprofit charitable entities such as Vision to Learn, as long as these entities provided services to patients regardless of the patient's inability to pay. The law also directed the Board of Optometry to issue regulations for licensure of these mobile offices, but for a variety of reasons, including a worldwide pandemic, the board was unable to issue regulations at the time specified. The bill extends the underlying authority to operate mobile optometry offices and gives the board time to finalize those regulations. Vision to Learn, who sponsored the original legislation, is an organization I have worked with for well over a decade. Their mission is simple: provide free vision care to underprivileged children where they know they can find them, a majority of which are in Title I schools. So far, Vision to Learn has delivered 227,000 free pairs of glasses to California students, primarily using funds raised from private donors. I want to thank the committee chair and staff for working with my office and the sponsors. I'm happy to accept the committee amendments to harmonize the extension of this law with the broader sunset review process. However, as this moves to appropriations and on the floor, I hope that we can continue to discuss ways to give the board more flexibility so that we do not disrupt the vital services before the sunset review. Here to testify in support is Damian Carroll, the National Director and Chief of Staff to Vision to Learn.
Great, welcome. You have 2 minutes. Go right ahead.
Thank you, Chair Ashby and committee members. My name is Damian Carroll. I'm the National Director of Vision to Learn. Since our founding here in California in 2012, we've helped over 1 million California students attending Title I schools in 13 counties receive vision services. The law that this bill extends, AB 896, was passed during COVID, and in the years following, Vision to Learn has found an alarming increase in the number of students in need of our services. Prior to COVID, about 28% of students needed glasses after their vision screening. Post-pandemic, that number has risen to over 33%. And recently, the advocacy organization Children Now reported that in 2021 and 2022, less than 1 in 5 school-age children received an eye exam. The glasses gap is even greater in high-poverty Title I schools, and Vision to Learn is ready to serve that population using our California licensed optometrists and the funding we raise from generous donors. And only about 5% of our funding comes from Medi-Cal. We were hoping to raise the existing cap on the number of vehicles in this bill, but we're pleased to be informed that discussions over the cap will be part of the sunset review. However, the near-term impact of the 12 clinic cap may mean fewer students will receive our services. Our organization currently has funding available to operate 16 mobile clinics in the coming school year in Southern California and the Bay Area Sacramento region. The current hard cap of 12 mobile offices will limit our ability to serve as many kids in need as we have funding for. We are hoping to continue our work with the Board of Optometry and this committee over the next few weeks to find a way for us to operate to our capacity if we can show irreparable harm to at-risk populations. We thank the committee and the staff for their work on this bill and for their consideration of our unique mission.
All right, thank you very much. Is there anyone else in the room who would like to testify in support? Just your name, organization, and position.
Chair and members, Greg Pruden, Executive Officer, California State Board of Optometry, testifying in support, and just wanted to echo the comments by the sponsor, Vision to Learn. We've enjoyed productive conversations with the organization. Look forward to engaging further in those conversations as we enter sunset review and continue talking about items like the cap and other issues around the mobile optometric office program. Again, the Board of Optometry is in support of the current bill. Thank you.
Nice to see you, Mr. Pruden.
Likewise.
All right. Is there anybody else who'd like to testify in support? Me too here. No? Okay. Is there lead opposition in the room? Anybody in opposition to the bill? How about anybody who'd like to just state their opposition on the record? Seeing none, we'll come back to the dais. All right. Senator Alvarado-Gil.
I'll make this quick. I just wanted to thank the Assembly member for bringing this forward. Quick trivia question for the committee. What's the earliest that a child can get a optometry exam? Anybody?
I don't know.
It's actually 6 weeks is what I learned. I was flabbergasted. I raised 3 kids, all of them with assisted eyewear, and it wasn't until my daughter, she's going to kill me, fell off the monkey bars because she couldn't see them. She was jumping and broke her nose. So that's how I learned she needed glasses. So to all the parents and caregivers out there, I just want to make a plug, 6 weeks, and thank you so much. I'll move the bill when ready.
We all learned so much in this committee. Great. Okay, Senator Nilo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just can't resist making the comment that I see here one of the cleverest acronyms I've ever seen. Mobile optometric offices, MOO. That's great.
Okay. All right. We have okay, yes. I've lost the ball. All right. Senator, oh boy. Senator Eggman.
Thank you. I guess I just wanted to ask, if people are already licensed for so many clinics, if they need more, are we going to be able to allow more mobile clinics in? Or does it prevent it with the number that we have on now?
We will do that in the sunset review. They've agreed graciously to let the sunset review determine that next year. Right now there is a cap. Did you want to?
Damon?
Yes, we've been in discussions with the Board of Optometry about doing exactly that, addressing this during the sunset review, and we're reviewing our options to be able to serve as many kids in need as possible during this difficult time in the interim. But our conversations with the board have been very fruitful, and we're very hopeful that we'll be able to address that issue.
I would just align my comments with the senator from the whole eastern side of California. Just to say, if it works, we want it to keep working. We don't want to limit the amount of kids that are able to see. Thank you.
All right. Okay. We have a motion from Senator Alvarado-Gil representing all of California, and we'll call the roll.
May I close?
You want to close? Go ahead. Sure.
Please. Thank you. I want to just again thank the committee chair and the committee. I think ultimately we spend so much money on education, but we invest so much money in education. But ultimately, if a child can't read a book and they can't see the board, then what are we doing? And I just want to share some quick numbers if I can. Senator Archuleta, in your district, since inception, 20,000 kids have been served. 5,400 have been given free glasses. Senator Menjivar, 40,000 students in your district. 9,653 have been given free glasses. Senator Smallwood Cuevas, 150,000 kids served. 36,865 have been given glasses. Senator Roth, since inception in the newest county in Riverside County. Where's Senator Roth? Not here yet. His region, 20,000 kids served. 5,135 have been given free glasses. The more mobile clinics we have, the more access we have to students, the more students we are able to serve, and the more students are able to learn and graduate and be productive Californians. With that, I respectfully request an I vote.
All right. With that, we will call the roll.
Motion is due pass as amended to Senate Appropriations Committee. Ashby?
Aye.
Ashby, aye. Wynn? Aye. Wynn, aye. Alvarado Gil? Aye. Alvarado Gil, aye. Archuleta? Aye. Archuleta, aye. Becker? Dodd? Aye. Dodd, aye. Eggman? Aye. Eggman, aye. Glazer? Menjivar? Aye. Menjivar, aye. Nilo?
Aye.
Nilo, aye. Roth? Smallwood Cuevas? Wilk? Aye. Wilk, aye.
Okay, you have 9 votes, which is enough to get out, but we will leave it open and on the roll for our colleagues who aren't quite here yet. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblywoman. And thank you to your witnesses. Thank you. All right, we're going to take Assemblymember Chen because he gets our Patience Award for the day for being here for a long time. Thank you for being patient.
Madam Chair, thank you so much for the opportunity and the privilege. I also want to thank my colleague, Senator Carrillo, for allowing me to present ahead of him. Again, thank you so much for allowing me to present AB 3167. First, want to thank the committee and Madam Chair, your incredible staff, and the sponsors. We really appreciate the committee for improving the bill and making it better through analysis, and we'll be accepting all the committee amendments. Under current law, many nonprofit universities fall into the same regulatory category as vocational schools. This important law established to protect students from predatory institutions now has an outsized effect on institutions that merge with California schools such as Northeastern University and Mills College. While this important law protects against fraud that could lead to loss of students, tuition, and fees, it no longer serves students attending certain highly qualified institutions that remain committed to educating California students. As more nonprofit colleges and universities merge, students attending those institutions are unfairly burdened with fees and requirements that other students do not have to pay. Currently, students attending nonprofit universities regulated by private post-secondary bureau must declare a course of study, a major, before beginning courses. Students must also pay a fee to Student Tuition Recovery Fund. Students attending private universities are exempt from bureau regulation, are not required to declare a major or pay the Student Tuition Recovery Fund. As more colleges and universities merge, highly qualified nonprofit institutions with approval to operate in California should not be required to subject students to a burdensome restriction based on bureau rules that were established for more risky institutions. AB 3167 offers highly qualified institutions an alternative to approval pathway while maintaining bureau oversight and safeguard for students. Here to testify, we have Renee Jadishlever of Northeastern University and Alex Graves of AICCU. We also have Mike Ferrari of Northeastern University for any technical questions. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Each of your witnesses has 2 minutes.
Members, my name is Renee Adishlever. I'm Vice President for Campus Administration and Strategic Initiatives at Northeastern University, Oakland. Prior to joining Northeastern for 31 years, I served in a variety of leadership roles at Mills College, a private historic liberal arts college and leader on issues of equity, social justice, and women's leadership. Founded in 1898, Northeastern University is a comprehensive, nonprofit global research university and a recognized leader in experiential learning. In July of 2022, Mills merged with Northeastern, joining Northeastern's network of 13 campuses across the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom, including a campus offering graduate degree programs in San Jose, which opened in 2015. Under current law, high-quality nonprofit institutions that maintain a physical presence in California, but which are headquartered outside the state, such as Northeastern, fall into the same regulatory category as private for-profit institutions and vocational schools offering short-term training programs. The intent of AB 3167 is simple: to streamline the process for oversight from the Bureau of Private Post-Secondary Education for high-quality nonprofits like Northeastern, but only when those institutions meet rigorous quality standards, protect students, and maintain consumer safeguards. Importantly, the bill would eliminate requirements under current law that impede student academic progress for California students. For example, at comprehensive nonprofit research universities, academic exploration and discovery are the hallmark of an undergraduate education, particularly during the first year. This bill would correct the practice of requiring students at such institutions to enroll in degree programs before they have agreed on a major or career pathway. Additionally, the bill would ease administrative burdens and reduce delays for new program approvals so that highly qualified nonprofits can respond quickly to market demands and meet the needs of California employers for skilled talent. Finally, I want to thank the committee's chief consultant, Sarah Mason, for her review of the bill and for her efforts to strengthen and clarify certain provisions. We accept the proposed committee amendments. Thank you for your consideration. I respectfully request your aye vote.
All right, thank you for your testimony. Next up, go right ahead.
Okay, now it's on. Okay, great. Good morning, I think still. Chair and members, Alex Graves, the Association of Independent California Colleges and Universities, representing 89 private, nonprofit accredited colleges and universities throughout the state here in support of this bill. While our members are exempt from BPPE, we do appreciate and value the role they play in providing consumer protections and safeguards for students. With a changing higher education landscape, we think that this legislation proposes some modest but important changes that address the issues that have been outlined as they relate to Northeastern, while also continuing to ensure we do have strong consumer protections in place through the BPPE's functions. So with that, I would just thank you and ask for your support.
All right, thank you very much. Did you want to introduce yourself? I know you're just for testimony.
Sure, thank you very much, Madam Chair. Mike Ferrari, Associate Vice President for External Affairs at Northeastern University. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. Happy to answer any questions.
All right, thank you. All right, is there anybody else in the room in support of the bill that would like to testify as Me Too testimony? Nope. Okay, is there lead opposition on this bill? Come on forward. We have one more, Chair Pear, if you'd like. You have 2 minutes whenever you're ready. Thanks
Thank
for being
you.
here.
Good morning, Sabrina Means on behalf of the Institute for College Access and Success, better known as TCAS. While we appreciate certain aspects of AB 3167, we must respectfully oppose the bill unless it's significantly amended to ensure there are effective protections for students and the fiscal sustainability of the Bureau for Private Post-Secondary Education. As written, this bill can potentially open the door for other out-of-state nonprofit or public institutions to implement similar mechanisms for accessing federal and state financial aid, which is already very limited in availability for California residents attending the state's public institutions. The registration fee amount for the BPPE set by AB 3167 is insufficient to cover the costs of agency staff providing oversight of consumer protections. We recommend an annual fee instead of a once-per-decade fee. We are further recommending a technical clarification that non-accredited institutions must register with the Bureau so there is at least a marginal level of oversight as opposed to none. Moreover, to prevent the rise of shell nonprofits, a provision should be added to limit the percentage of tuition paid by California residents to third parties. We recommend that no more than 25% of tuition be paid to a third party, ensuring financial transparency and accountability. Finally, there needs to be at least some level of reporting metrics from the Bureau to the legislature to ensure the oversight of student consumer protections is operating well enough. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for your testimony. Is there anybody in the room who would like to speak in opposition as well? All right, seeing no one, we'll come back to the dais. Colleagues, any questions from the dais? Seeing none, would you like a chance to close?
Madam Chair, I really appreciate the opportunity. Also, I really appreciate the opposition's testimony. I'll be working closely with the opposition. Our goal is to really create parity with other institutions, and we hope that if indeed there has to be additional financial stipends, that we'll be discussing with the opposition on what that number will be. But you have my support in terms of making sure that we'll be working with the opposition on looking at additional ways to alleviate some of their concerns. With that, I respectfully ask for your vote.
Okay.
Do you have a motion?
I do not. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so moved. We'll take a... So moved. Okay, we will take a roll. Go ahead.
Motion is due pass the Senate Education Committee. Ashby?
Aye.
Ashby, aye. Wen?
Aye.
Wen, aye. Alvarado Gil?
Aye.
Alvarado Gil, aye. Archuleta?
Aye.
Archuleta, aye. Becker? Dodd? Dodd, aye. Eggman? Eggman, aye. Glazer? Menjivar? Menjivar? Nilo?
Aye.
Nilo, aye. Roth? Smallwood Cuevas? Wilk?
Aye.
Wilk, aye.
It has 8 votes, which is enough, but we're going to leave it on call and see what happens with our colleagues when they come back, okay?
A pleasure, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you. Thank you to all your witnesses, too. Everyone, thanks for being here. All right. Assemblymember Carrillo, you ready? Thanks for your patience, and thanks for letting him sneak in. He's been here for a really long time.
Good morning, Madam Chair and committee members. Thank you for allowing me to present Assembly Bill 2622. I want to begin by accepting the committee amendments. Many of us have come across construction projects that require skills beyond our capability. Despite the abundance of do-it-yourself hardware stores and information at our fingertips, we must often call on these professionals for guidance. and I am not unfamiliar with this kind of work. When I immigrated to this country, I worked in construction jobs and still enjoy working on projects in my free time. Many professionals who perform this work are immigrants with unique, valuable skills and trades. They may obtain a contractor's license or conditionally operate without a contractor's license. The minor work exemption allows handymen to remain exempt from a contractor's license so long as the projects they take are less than $500, inclusive of labor and materials, and so long as they are casual, minor, or inconsequential. This $500 cap has not been updated since 1998, and several issues have arisen because of this outdated figure. First are the rocketing costs of labor and materials. Many simple projects, such as painting a fence, may easily surpass $500, meaning that unlicensed professionals are taking on these small jobs illegally. Licensed professionals, under those same market pressures, may turn down these smaller jobs. By increasing the minor work exemption to $1,000, AB 2622 ensures that these folks are able to be hired legally and pursue work knowing they will be able to charge a reasonable amount. When they're able to have these small jobs on the record, they can build a portfolio which may afford them a pathway into licensure. Importantly, the bill provides several conditions these professionals must meet in order to work at their higher amount. They are prohibited from hiring employees. They are also prohibited from performing any projects for which a building permit is required. This bill is an important step in ensuring handymen can make a living while also protecting consumers and hopefully increasing the number of potential licensees. Lastly, I'd like to extend my thanks to the building trades for working with us to find a path forward on this important measure. Thank you. And I do not have any primary witnesses.
Okay, no primary witnesses. All right.
Support.
Sir, go ahead. Would you like to make some comments?
I would.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Chair Ashby and members of the committee. Mike West on behalf of the State Building Trades. I also want to thank the author for the engagement of his staff and also your committee staff for the great work that you did on this bill to move us to support. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you for being here. Is there anyone else in support in the room today who'd like to testify? How about anyone in opposition? All right, come on forward. You will have 2 minutes.
Well, good afternoon. Richard Markison on behalf of the Plumbing, Heating, Cooling Contractors of California. Not in opposition to the changes in the bill, but what's missing from the bill. Senator Archuleta had a bill a couple of years ago, SB 304, that made 2 additional changes. What this bill does is it creates a dichotomy because a licensed contractor is subject to licensure by the Contractor State License Board. They submit fingerprints to verify that any criminal activity is weeded out if it affects their ability to perform, go into people's homes. And they're also required to have written contracts and a right to rescind the contract and stop the work from proceeding if it exceeds $500 and is less than $750. So what this bill does is it creates a dichotomy where arguably you are deregulating construction work that's under $1,000, but you are creating or you are extending the same obligations for licensed contractors for any work above $500 and home improvement contracts that are up to $750. So what we have requested since the bill was introduced is language similar to what was in Senator Archuleta's bill to modernize and to advance those 2 provisions in 7519, 10, and 14 to bring those up to the same levels that unlicensed construction workers will now be able to comply with.
Okay, great. Thank you for your testimony. Is there anybody else in the room in opposition who would like to testify? Seeing no one, I'll bring it back to the dais. Colleagues, any questions? Senator Archuleta.
Yes, thank you, Assemblymember, for bringing the bill. Have you heard? I presented mine 2 years ago. And, of course, the cost of material, the cost of everything has gone much, much higher. And this threshold of $1,000, I don't see it's out of line. And I support the bill, move the bill, and I congratulate you for bringing it forward.
Assemblymember, you want to close? Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, one more question.
Can you talk a little bit about the board coming on in opposition?
I was under the impression that, yeah, they did tell us what their concerns were. We are willing to continue those conversations, happy to meet with them. I believe that it's just a technical minor issue in my perspective. We can increase it to 1,000 if that's something that the opposition would like us to do. Well, I'm committed to continue those conversations.
Okay. I just think for a bill being overlooked by this department or board, they should be in support. So I'll glad to support it today and then look forward to the floor.
Thank you.
Okay. You want to do your close?
I respectfully ask for an aye vote. Thank
All right.
you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Assembly Member. We have a motion from Senator Archuleta. We'll call the roll.
Motion is due pass the Senate Appropriations Committee. Ashby?
Aye.
Ashby, aye. Wen? Wen, aye. Alvarado Gil? Aye. Alvarado Gil?
Oh, I'm sorry. You looked at me.
I was like, that was the worst voice impression I've ever heard of Alvarado Gil. Are we not? Gonna be a week of Mondays. That's okay. Let's try it again. Your name is Dodd. Okay.
Alvarado Gil. Archuleta.
Yeah.
Archuleta, aye. Becker? Dodd?
Aye.
Dodd, aye.
There you go.
Eggman? Eggman, aye. Glazer? Menjivar? Menjivar, aye. Nilo? Nilo, aye. Roth? Smallwood Cuevas? Wilk? Wilk, aye.
That's 8. We will keep it on call, though. Thank you, Assembly Member. All right. Let's see. Assembly Member Quirk Silva, thank you for your patience. Come on forward when you're ready. Go ahead and present AB 2579.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. First, I want to begin by thanking the committee consultant for working with our office, and we accept the committee's proposed amendments. AB 2579 grants building owners with 3 or more multifamily dwelling units a 1-year extension for exterior elevated element inspections. In other words, balcony inspections. Inspections were to be completed by January 1st, 2025, and subsequently every 6 years after. However, California issued a state of emergency due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Public health concerns hindered the ability for inspections that needed to take place. Planning and scheduling inspections, especially with the lack of specialized inspector workforce, can take up to 4 months to arrange. Once scheduled, these inspections, which can be intrusive to the building and the apartment, can take up to 3 weeks to complete. Making sure that balconies are not only inspected but also are safe is crucial. With me today to provide testimony and answer any questions the committee has is Mr. Chris Kahn, advisor on behalf of the Building Industry Association of Southern California.
All right, thank you. Mr. Kahn, go ahead.
Thank you. Chris Kahn, representing the Building Industry Association of Southern California. We appreciate the author for bringing this bill forward and the chair and the committee for hearing it today. My members are very committed to the inspection and repair program set up by Senator Hill's bill a few years ago. We appreciate the extension and acknowledgement that there were delays, and we want to make sure we get it right. So again, we appreciate it and urge your aye vote.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else here who'd like to testify in support? How about anybody in opposition of the bill? All right, seeing no one, we'll come back to the dais. Any comments from my colleagues? Do the bill. All right, moved by Senator Alvarado Gil. Sorry, Senator Wilk. I heard her first. Okay, we'll call the roll. Close? Do you want to close?
Respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you.
Motion is due pass as amended to the Senate floor. Ashby?
Aye.
Ashby, aye. Wen?
Aye.
Wen, aye. Alvarado Gil? Aye. Alvarado Gil, aye. Archuleta?
Aye.
Archuleta, aye. Becker? Aye. Becker, aye. Dodd?
Aye.
Dodd, aye. Eggman? Eggman, aye. Glazer? Menjivar? Menjivar, aye. Nilo?
Aye.
Nilo, aye. Roth? Smallwood Cuevas? Wilk?
Aye.
Wilk, aye.
All right, that's 10 votes, Assemblywoman, so it'll be just fine, but we're going to leave it on call. Make sure we get the votes of our colleagues.
Thank you.
Thank you, members. Have a great rest of the week. Moving on, I see. Oh, yep. Assemblymember Grayson is here. We can take up file item 11, AB 2774.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. AB 2774 establishes the Child Care for Working Families Task Force and requires that the task force submit a report that recommends future comprehensive strategies aimed at addressing challenges faced by working families and accessing flexible, affordable, and quality child care options. Affordable child care is unfortunately out of reach for many Californians. Too many families continue to fall through what we call care gaps, which with just 14% of the state's eligible infants and toddlers having access to subsidized child care, there are significant portions of families that fall victim to the care cliff. The lack of affordable child care disproportionately burdens working mothers who often take on caregiving responsibilities when families cannot find or afford care. In addition to that, I believe that there is a great need to change the narrative that child care is not only a social or woman's issue, but it's an economic imperative for the growth of the state. Child care is a policy issue that cuts across many areas of public interest, including workforce participation, economic mobility, public health, and even energy and infrastructure. That is why we must explore the need for renewed investments in child care and solutions aimed at tackling the child care crisis head on. I do want to acknowledge that our state has undertaken significant and crucial efforts, particularly through the Blue Ribbon Commission and the Governor's Master Plan on Early Child Care and Education. However, the landscape has changed dramatically since COVID-19 pandemic, and there has not yet been a comprehensive review of the economic impact on working families or the examination of child care in the context of economic development. So given the budgetary changes and the potential for more next year, we need a post-COVID review and stakeholder convening that revisits current and potential policies under the new reality of our state deficit and the changing economics for California's families. Addressing child care affordability helps build a competitive economy, and new ways of approaching the care crisis is both beneficial for families, vital for businesses, and critical to the recovery of California economy as the state goes through its multi-year budget deficit. I do want to acknowledge that I'm currently working to strengthen the language in AB 2774 to clarify the intent of the bill and to ensure that the bill is complementary to existing work and not duplicative. I do want to state that the committee staff and leadership that has been incredible in helping provide some direction in that area and putting us on a path to improving the bill even more. So with me today, we have Deneen Colburn, Chief Executive Officer of Thriving Families California, through the chair.
Hey, go ahead. You have 2 minutes. Thank you for being here.
Senator Ashby and members of the committee, my name is Deneen Colburn, representing Thriving Families California. For over 20 years, I have been involved in the implementation, evaluation, strengthening, erosion, and the rebuilding of the California child care delivery system. As your analysis notes, there's quite a bit of research regarding the value of access to quality child care and outcomes. This bill is not about the value of quality child care. Rather, this bill is about connecting the needs of real working families that require access to child care after school hours, after 6 p.m., and on the weekends. This bill is about considering the needs of employers who must have static workforce in order to keep their doors open. AB 2774 is about capturing the economic multiplier that for every $1 invested in child care, there is between $7 to $13 that goes back into the economy. My membership of community-based county offices of education and nonprofits understand the economics of accessible and attainable child care required in a 24-hour economy. That is why most of these agencies also participate in their local Chamber of Commerce. Finally, last week, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce kicked off a groundbreaking Child Care Innovation Summit focused on connecting child care to a thriving economy. Further, the White House and Small Business Administration have committed funding to businesses that support and offer child care. AB 2774 is the right bill at the right time to be taken on under the umbrella of Governor Newsom's Office of Business and Economic Development. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody else in the room in support of the bill who would like to testify?